Hello, friends. This is Fred with Wentworth CCTV of New England, and we are coming to you today with a quick video on how you can improve the Wi-Fi associated with your Atlantic broadband account. Lots of complaints with Atlantic broadband for some reason. The internet doesn't work, Wi-Fi is not fast, this company's crap. And I will tell you, we've had them for several years at our home and business, and the internet works. It's fast. It's not the company. It's something possibly set up wrong on your end. So this video is going to make sure everything is set up correctly at your end. Okay. Before we start, again, my name is Fred. I'm with Wentworth CCTV of New England. We're out of Farmington, New Hampshire. And this is our new YouTube channel. Please subscribe to it. In the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, you will see a red subscribe button. Please subscribe if you like this content. Like it. Let's dive into it. The first thing we need to do is log into your modem, which is your router with Atlantic Broadband. It's a PACE most likely. And the administrative password is going to be admin. And by default, the password will be password, all lowercase. Okay. The username and password is always lowercase by default. So we're going to enter password. Now, if you do not know what your password is to log into this modem, if it is not admin and password as it should be, you can go to your modem. There is a clear reset button on it. It will say reset. You have to put a paper clip or a small object in there. Sometimes you can do it with a pen. You'll feel that button go in. You want to hold it for about 30 seconds, release it, and it will reset your modem to the factory defaults, okay? Because we need to get into it if you don't know what the password is. Once you reset it, the username will be lowercase admin, A-D-M-I-N, and the password, like I said, the word password lowercase. And then we're going to log in, okay? Once we log in, the first thing we want to do, if you haven't, is change your password, right? We don't want to be admin for the username and password for the password like the rest of New Hampshire. It's unsecure and it is not good. So let's go to security. Here, just enter the fields it asks for. It asks you for the password change user ID. Okay, we said that was admin, lowercase A-D-M-I-N, just like that. You want to enter the new password, whatever you want it to be. You're going to re-enter the new password. So it's going to confirm that it's right. And then we're going to have to enter the old password for verification purposes. And again, that by default is password, P-A-S-S-W-O-R-D. Okay. And then we'll hit apply, and that will update our password settings. Okay. With that said, we can head over to the meat and potatoes of this tutorial, which is Wi-Fi, right? Everybody wants good Wi-Fi. So let's talk about Wi-Fi. You have two bands, 2.4 gigahertz and 5, okay? You want to make sure both of those bands and this router, now that it has been reset to factory defaults, are enabled, okay? When it's enabled, you should see that it's supporting the protocols BGN. So if you're having problems with your router, the first thing you want to check is that your wireless phone, your client, your phone, your laptop, whatever you're trying to connect to this is either BG or N, right? If it's old and it's not, that's not Atlantic Broadband's fault. You need to update your stuff and get with the technology you need to update, right? So first, make sure you're one of those wireless cards, BG or N. Right now, our band is 2.4. That's good because we're on 2.4. And we're also on channel 6. So on 2.4 gigahertz frequency, there are only 3 channels. I know if you click, it's going to give you 11, but trust me, there's 1, 6, and 11. You need to be on one of those. How do we determine which one you want to be on? Good question. Down here, there is a scan for wireless access point button. And what that will do is survey your air. It will do a survey real time of your air and tell you what wireless devices are in your area. And you do not want to be on the same channels as those folks, okay? So we see the RSS indicator here, which is a number at 0 to minus 100. The higher the number, the weaker the signal. So if we're minus 70, minus 80, minus 90, that's a weak signal. We're not worried about that. But when we get into the minus 50, minus 40, minus 30, those are strong signals that could be interfering with our Wi-Fi signal channel. So we said 1, 6, and 11 are our channels. We see a lot of ones, right? That's 73, that's weak. We have 67, 66, another 72, that's weak. They're pretty weak, but there's multiple ones. Now let's look at 6. We have 2 6s here in the 70s, and I think that's all we have for 6. So 6 is a pretty good channel. Here we have channel 11. There's only one channel 11, it looks like, and it's minus 65, which is stronger than the 70s on channel 6. So for me, we will stay on channel 6. You will have to look and see, what you have and pick the channel that's relative for your environment. It's going to be different at everybody's house, right? Because we have different neighbors. My neighbor might have a Netgear Nighthawk router. Yours might have a Linksys. Mine might have the new 802.11ax Wi-Fi 6 technologies. Yours may not. So you have to specify it on your neighbors. And again, you're only, for this part, 2.4, we're only worried about channels 1, 6, and 11. These other channels in the 100s, 36, 42, that's all 5 gigahertz. We'll talk about that in a minute. So we've identified I want to be on channel 6, and that's where I am. So I'll apply. And then we'll move to the 5 gigahertz frequency. Okay. And we'll make sure that is enabled, right? And 5 gigahertz, I don't even know why there's a drop box because that's the only option. And channel specification, that tells us what channel I'm on. I'm on 149, okay, with 80 megahertz. So let's scan the environment and see if that's good for me. Okay, now the 5 gigahertz frequency, let's talk about this for a minute. Channel or frequency 2.4, the 2.4 gigahertz frequency only has 3 channels. We talked about that, 1, 6, and 11. Channel 5, the 5 gigahertz frequency has many, many, many channels. 5, 6 times as many channels as 2.4. So the airspace is less congested. There's more room for communication between your client, your phone, your laptop, your TV, and your router. So if you can connect to 5 gigahertz, no matter where you are, you always want to do that. It's the faster connection with cleaner air. So as stated, we're on channel 149, right? So let's see how that looks in this environment. Okay, so again, we're looking at signal strength. We go to 149, there's a minus 44. Whoa! Baby, I'm on the wrong frequency, I'll tell you that. It's probably a client, and that's okay. We have another minus 49 on minus 88. Okay, that's weak. And then I do not see any more 149s. Okay. Let's look at another channel favorite of mine, which is 153. And I do not see 153. So let's move on over to 153. But what you're doing, yes, you're looking for channels higher than 11, and you're going to try to determine which ones are in that range we talked about, which ones are lower than 60. And here there's only one device that is that strong, minus 44, which is pretty strong. It's on my channel. So we want to avoid that. And again, that's probably something connected to my router. We can probably look at 149. It doesn't have a name, so it's not a modem like a Netgear or anything. This Linksys is a router. This Netgear is a router. This is a router. This is a router. But I don't want to get you confused with that. We're going to stick to the basics and look at signal strengths. And if you see anything stronger than minus 40, you don't want to be on that channel. Okay, so the channels you do want, let's talk about that. 149 is a good one. 153 is a good one. Okay, 157 is a good one. So we're gonna move to 153. Actually, we'll go to 157 because we have something on 149, and we'll go ahead and apply. Okay, so that's how we find clean air, right? We want our channels on a channel that our neighbors aren't, because if we have 2 on the same channel and they're in close enough proximity, your device can get confused. There can be issues. So we want clean space. We want clean space. Now what we want to do is go over to our primary network tab right here, and this will allow you to change your broadcast SSIDs or names and passwords. And again, it gives you an option for 2.4 and 5. So we're going to go to 2.4 first. And you can name this broadcast whatever you want, but I would tell you to add 2.4. So you can identify on your phone that's the 2 gigahertz network, not the 5. 2.4 is a stronger signal, but it's not nearly as fast. So anytime you have a good signal and it's on 5 gigahertz, that's what you want to connect, because we've already said there's 5 times as many channels, it's cleaner air, and you're going to have a better connection. So we're going to name this Camp Wentworth 2.4, and we are going to enable WPA-PSK. We're going to enable WPA2-PSK, and most important, WPA2 encryption. We're going to pick AES and TKIP, and you're going to type a password specific to your users. So when I look at my Wi-Fi selection, the Wi-Fi networks available on my phone, I'm going to see why Wentworth, Camp Wentworth 2.4 is an option. And when I click that, it's going to prompt me for this password. Okay. So this is easier than using the factory default, which is going to be the password that's on the label on your router. And that could be KG #2649, /20, it's a pain you can't memorize that. So every time someone has to connect your Wi-Fi, you got to go down there and read it and all that stuff. It's not ideal. So this can be a passkey that you just say, oh, sure, it's Camp 27. If you want to verify what you entered, you can hit show key. Okay, I'm not going to do that because I live in Farmington, and if I show the key, everybody's going to know my password, and they're going to be in my driveway using internet. It won't be good. I'm telling you, it won't be good. So we've done that on 2.4. We also want to do it on 5. On the 5, again, whatever you name your network, you can click here and change it to whatever you want. You want to specify 5. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to enable these guys. We're going to pick TKIP AES, and we're going to come up with a custom password. Now, the 5 password can be totally different than the 2.4. They don't have to match, folks. Okay, it's whatever you tell it to do. And then we're going to hit apply again. Okay, so what have we done? We have changed the administrative login credentials for our modem to make sure it's secure. We've scanned the airspace to find clean channels, and we have our modem or router distributing Wi-Fi on those channels, not congested channels. And we've made custom SSIDs with our own passwords for our guests. Okay, that's all good stuff. Okay, so again, hit apply. And then what I want you to do is test your work. If we go to Google, just type in the Google search bar, speed test. And this will allow you to test your internet speed. As you can see, we are connected, just like I told you, to the Wentworth, Camp Wentworth, Wi-Fi. Okay. We're going to hit speed test. And we're going to see what we have here for speed. We got 46 and 16. I'll do that again. I am upstairs in the office, and our router is in the basement. So typically for me, that is a little bit slow, but there might be some stuff going on downstairs. Typically in the living room, we get 100. So yeah, 74. When the test is done running, it's going to give you your results. It's going to give you your latency, and it's going to give you your upload and download speed. Latency is 67. Latency is the delay between your client, which is either your laptop, computer, TV, gaming device, and your router. Again, I'm upstairs, so this is a little bit high. We like to see this in the 30s, 40s, even 50s. But it's good. It's good throughput. And it will also say your internet connection is very fast. Your internet connection should be able to handle multiple devices streaming HD videos, video conferencing, and gaming at the same time. That's what we want, right? But again, I'm upstairs. The wireless modem, the modem that serves as a router, the PACE device from Atlantic Broadband, is downstairs. So I would not expect the full speed up here. It's going to be diluted a little bit because of the walls and stuff like that. Okay, so hopefully this was helpful. This is definitely what you want to do with your modem, to put it in router mode to distribute Wi-Fi to your house. Again, if you like us, if you like this content, please like it, subscribe to our channel, and you will be notified when we have future content just like this to help you do it yourself in your home or business. And we will see you in the neighborhood.